The women in WWE finally get a mid-card championship. Who should be the first to hold it? And we got our War Games match for Survivor Series at the end of the month. All that coming up here in WWE Fight Pit. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another edition of Fight Pit WWE. I'm Justin. I'll be your host for this episode. And before we get to those stories, a quick word from our amazing sponsors over at Vivid Seats. Vivid Seats is the most trustworthy and easy to navigate ticketing website. They have reliable and rewarding tickets and a 100% buyer guarantee, which means your transactions will always be safe and secure. You get full customer service care and be compensated for any canceled events. And it's got the only ticket rewards program around. Look, Survivor Series is just around the corner. We are almost in 2025, which means we get the big events, Elimination Chamber, Royal Rumble, all of those PLEs, but maybe PLEs are not your thing. You can go to Raw, you can go to SmackDown, you can go to a house show, you can go to an NBA game, NFL game, whatever you want. Vivid Seats has you covered. So do us a favor, hit that link down in our description below. Go check out Vivid Seats and go sit vividly. We finally got a women's mid-card championship, and I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but your boy called it in the last episode of this show. I said specifically that the women's division needs to get rid of the tag team championships, and they should bring in a mid-card championship because there are so many talented women in that division that aren't necessarily ready to go after the two world championships, but maybe a mid-card title where we can promote this up-and-coming talent that the WWE has even more. And you know what? SmackDown, they heard my prayers. They heard what I said, because Nick Aldis, the GM, just announced that there will be a Women's United States Championship. It looks very similar to the Men's United States Championship, so it actually does look good. But the question we all have with that championship now, actually it's two. One, Raw, what you gonna do about that? Are we gonna get a Raw Women's Mid-Card Championship? You know, a Women's Intercontinental Championship? And two, who should be the first woman to hold that title? That's going to be a very interesting point. And I have three women in mind who I think would be a great fit for that championship off rip. First, I got Tiffany Stratton. You know, Tiffy Tom, the person that we're waiting to cash in on her Money in the Bank, the person who I think is going to be one of the next world champions in WWE. She's already got the love of the crowd by her side, and we're just all waiting. But Tiffy Tom could also be in the mix for that Women's United States Championship. Why? Because she has the crowd behind her. She is an up-and-coming superstar. I think she's already up there, but she has so much potential to be pretty much at the Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair kind of level that I think having this title around her waist can help that legacy just start growing. And it also makes great storylines, because if you have her focus on that women's US title, then that kind of lulls Nia Jax, SmackDown Women's Championship, to sleep, thinking that she's probably safe and that Tiffany is not going to go after her title. And after Tiffany either loses the title or has the title for some time, she eventually turns on Nia, gets the win, and Tiffany Tom is a double champion. That's one idea. Number two, everybody's favorite comedic act right now on SmackDown, Miss Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green is somebody that has had the WWE Universe's attention for some time because she plays the role of that comedic heel so well. You know, the heel that is not necessarily the best in the ring, but it's the antics outside of the ring or the antics in the middle of the match that really makes her entertaining to the crowd. Honestly, I would love to see her have that title. I would love to see her pretty much get out of the tag team division with Piper Niven, get that title, and all of a sudden we got to deal with Chelsea Green and her crazy antics with gold around her waist. That would be something, especially because the SmackDown's women's division does have a good amount of baby faces. So to have that mid-card title with a heel character may be the way to go. But the third option I have is the one that is the most likely to happen. And I wouldn't be mad if it actually did. See, there is a woman in SmackDown who was once a Grand Slam champion. But now, with this title in the mix, kind of had that title revoked from her. And that is Bayley. Bayley, after losing her WWE Championship, her Women's Championship, is looking for a new, kind of storyline to be a part of. And why not put her in that mix for being the first Women's United States Champion? Because you'll have good storylines with Bayley. She does work well with pretty much every woman on the SmackDown roster. And it also has her go after it to keep her Grand Slam status. Now, even if she doesn't become the first woman to hold that title, I think Bayley is a perfect candidate to chase after that title because she's chasing history. She'll be chasing legacy. And why not? She's an entertainer at the end of the day. She's good on the mic. She's great in the ring. I don't see why SmackDown wouldn't try to pull the trigger. And I do think because of her veteran status and the fact that she is one of the top superstars on the current SmackDown roster, that she does get in with that. If there was any kind of dark horse for this Women's US Championship, I would say Charlotte, if she were to return to SmackDown, would probably just jump everybody, be at the top of that line. Because Charlotte Flair, let's be honest, if she comes back and she comes to SmackDown, she's instantly top 3 on SmackDown right now. Top 2 even. And if you're one of the top people, you want to go out and make history. She already has a Hall of Fame career in the women's division. But one thing she's not going to have is a women's mid-card title to her repertoire. And she can go after that title. But I don't know. This could be very interesting to see how it goes. And I want to hear from you guys. Put it down in the comments. Who do you think is going to be the first Women's United States champion? And while we're talking on champions and we're talking about matches, Survivor Series, War Games, at the end of this month, right around the corner, a week after we come back from Turkey Day, we got our War Games match between the Bloodline and the team of Roman Reigns, the Usos, and Sami Zayn. Yes, the storyline came out. Sami Zayn is, in fact, going to help them. The poster's up. It's official. Sami Zayn, we all knew it was going to happen. I wanted Zillifa too, but you know what? I'll take Sami Zayn as well for storyline reasonings. I think they still need a 5th person, if I'm not mistaken. If they're going with both Tama Tonga and Tanga Loa, then they're going to need 5 people, or is it 4 still? Tama Tonga, Tanga Loa, Jacob. Yeah, actually, I think it's still good 4 on 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's still good 4 on 4. I don't know. I can't do math today. But what I do know is that is going to be one heck of a War Games match. If you don't remember how Roman Reigns' bloodline worked well together in a dang War Games match, I implore you, pay the $4.99 for Peacock and just go back to that War Games match. I think it was 2 years ago when this exact same team was there. And guess what? They won. I believe they won. But it was still an entertaining match overall. The craziness of War Games is one of the reasons why I absolutely love this match and just don't want it to ever end. Because you have one by one people going into the ring. The match doesn't even officially start until everybody is there. And then after that, no rules. You want to bring weapons in there? Go for it. You want to beat each other to shreds? Fine. The only rule of War Games is you cannot leave the cage. If you leave that cage, your team loses. And you don't want to lose. Everybody's going to be there. And then you see people do the craziest things. You see tables being used. You see chairs being used. Trash cans, kendo sticks. People fighting in the middle because it's 2 rings. So people are fighting in that middle that's like a steel grate. I cannot wait for War Games because of this. And I especially can't wait because the new Bloodline, the Solo Sikoa led Bloodline is finally starting to take some hold. Solo Sikoa, after pinning Roman Reigns, has gotten a new shred of confidence that has been building little by little since Roman's returned. But he's finally being that heel leader that I feel like he can be. He's finally growing as a character on the mic in the backstage segments. No longer is he the quiet mercenary who just sits out there looking menacing. No, now that's Jacob Fatu's job. And even Jacob, if you heard Jacob's promos since coming to WWE, that man's going to be a world champion someday. And I hope that someday is soon. But we got to get out of this Bloodline storyline in order for that to happen. The funny parts of that match is going to come from Jimmy Uso, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa. Those 3 are going to be the comedic acts of this War Games match. Why do I say that? Because those 3 are hilarious. First off, Jimmy Uso is always going to be doing the crazy things that pretty much doesn't get a lot of people's attention. The way he makes those funny remarks, things he says while they're not mic'd, his reactions to everything. He's going to be one of the funnier people on Roman Reigns' team. Tama Tonga is supposed to be the serious competitor, but it's Tonga Loa, which always makes us laugh, and it's not even intentional. Because the man just ends up just botching the simplest things. I bring it up every episode, every time we talk about Tonga Loa, but I will never forgive him for botching a low blow. One of the easiest heel tricks to do. And he makes ridiculous botches like that every single time, but it just works out. So you know what? I am looking forward to this. I don't want to give a prediction to what I think is going to happen at War Games because that is most likely going to be next week's episode when me and possibly Sammy are going to be here. Probably try to get Ollie on here as well. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below about this match. I know it's a little bit of a shorter episode, but not much going on in WWE news besides those 2 big things. But guys, thank you so much for joining us. Do us a favor, go check out Vivid Seats down in the down in the description below. We also got all of our other sponsors. You see Pillow Fight over here as well. Also, be sure to subscribe. We do all sports. WWE, NBA, MLB, NHL. We got you with it all. Love you guys, and I will see you on the next episode.